Good afternoon. I'm Rob Wright, Chief Editor of Life Science Leader magazine, and I'm here at the Bio CEO and Investor Conference in New York City. With me I have Jeff Marrazzo, co-founder and CEO of Spark Therapeutics. So Jeff, the whole idea of creating a company within the four walls of a hospital just blows my mind. Can you tell me a little bit about how that whole thing came about?
Well, it's a fun story. I had the chance in early 2011 to roam the halls of the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, or CHOP, and meet scientists and clinicians and people working on health information technology and really hear about their research. And my goal was to try to identify ways that CHOP at that time could diversify their revenue sources or think very differently about how to commercialize technology. Along the way, I got a chance to meet a woman named Dr. Kathy High, who was the director of the Center of Cellular and Molecular Therapeutics at CHOP that was working on a new area, an exciting area of gene therapy. And our 1 hour meeting lasted 7 hours, and as they say, the rest is history.
So fast forward from 2011 to where we are now, you're getting closer to having a commercializable product. So what is the question investors are now asking you today?
Well, interestingly, we just announced in December that we're starting a new clinical trial for a product candidate for the treatment of hemophilia A. And investors are actually really fascinated, interested, not only in our lead product candidate, which is addressing potential forms of childhood onset blindness, but in diseases like hemophilia, where actually we do have existing products, but the potential for a gene therapy in hemophilia is the potential for a one-time treatment that could last, if not years, decades, or a lifetime, and how fundamentally different and disruptive that is to the current standard of care, where we have to treat ourselves and patients have to treat themselves chronically every day or every week for the rest of their life, and how disruptive that will be not only to the patients' lives, but also to the system in terms of potential cost savings and the value that can be generated by a one-time treatment.
So now, with regard to Spark Therapeutics and going forward, could you tell me a little bit about your big picture vision for the company?
Yeah, so it's actually pretty consistent with when we started the company. We started the company in 2013 on the premise that the technology we were using to deliver genes as medicines into patients could be applied very effectively, we thought, based on the data, in the retina, in the central nervous system, and the liver. And to date, we've been able to show, we believe, that we can validate that in the retina and the liver. We've actually shown data in 2015 in the retina with a successful phase 3 trial in a disease called RP65, mediated inherited retinal diseases. And then we showed in 2016 initial and very encouraging data in hemophilia B, where we are driving gene expression through the liver. And so the concept behind the business is to continue to develop forward and introduce programs into the clinic in the central nervous system, and then in all three of those areas, as we validated each of those three areas, to rapidly go into the next target and the next target, and basically build on the platform that we've de-risked in each of those three areas.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's been a busy conference, so I don't want to take up any more of your time. Thanks for stopping by.